Top five. Your top five going into the season is who? Ryan?
Clemson 1, Oklahoma 2, Alabama 3, Georgia 4, Texas A&M 5. That's what I have right now. I think it's going to be drastically different in terms of what the SEC turns out. I think this is the year Texas A&M makes a move, and Alabama has to find their identity behind a new quarterback and a whole new coaching system. So I didn't go quite chalk this year in terms of what the SEC is going to do. I went a little differently, but expect a lot of the same at the top of the list. Who follows in the next 5 after that? We'll see if some teams can make the jump and infiltrate there. North Carolina, University of Washington, maybe Utah. We'll see, but those are the 5 I have at the top right now before the season starts.
You're a Spencer Rattler guy, Ryan Leaf?
I am. I'm a Spencer Rattler guy. I like the young man out of Arizona. I think Lincoln Riley has continued to every single year put together fine football programs. They play in the Big 12. I don't think there's a team besides Iowa State that can really give them much trouble this year. Therefore, I think they're a team that could go undefeated, get themselves back into the college football playoff, and finally maybe get over that hump and win a semifinal to play for a national championship. We'll see.
We were talking on the show yesterday, Nicole Auerbach of the Athletic, their college football writer, is just saying how amazing it would be for Iowa State to assert itself, right? And somehow, some way, with Spencer Rattler in Oklahoma, with the Pac-12, with the Big 12 essentially disintegrating because of Oklahoma and Texas leaving. If Iowa State could somehow pull off some sort of Cinderella run on behalf of the remainder of the Big 12, force their way into a college football playoff, and go on a run. I know that is such fantasy when you just named some of the blue bloods right there as your top 5. But that would just be incredible. Certainly with, Matt Campbell, as I mentioned, the 41 members of the historic alliance, Pac-12, Big Ten, and ACC, that of the 41 member schools there, about 90% would ditch their current coach for Campbell if he was available to them, I would think.
Yeah, they would. And it would make for a much easier trophy presentation for Bob Bowlesby at the Big 12 championship. I know that.
Well, it would definitely be something you would sign for. But the fact that you didn't even take that particular piece of red meat that I threw out there means that that ain't going to happen in your estimation.
Well, I got them going 10-2. So I mean I think that's exceptional for them. I don't know if they can overcome Oklahoma. Alex Grinch was the biggest piece, the missing link I felt like Lincoln Riley needed to bring in a few years ago. The defensive coordinator came from Ohio State. He was formerly at Washington State, really turned things around there and produced a solid defense in Mike Leach's wake, which is really extremely difficult. He has improved every single year with Oklahoma. They're going to turn the football over, and when that happens, with the potency of that offense, you're not going to be able to stay with this Oklahoma team because you won't have enough possessions because they are able to turn the football over. That's something Alex Grinch has always been really good at and getting his players to do. So it's going to be tough for a team to get past the Sooner team. But if there's one team that can do it, Rich, it's Iowa State. I think they are the next team there. Texas, I think, is a 7-5 team under Sark in year one. So no one's going to be really happy about that.
By the way, Ryan Leaf, I saw how you broke down the Big 12 on your Twitter account. 7-5 for Texas. 7-5.
Yeah.
Really? You believe that?
Yeah, I do. I just think they are. I mean, Sam Ehlinger, was the reason why they were able to get to 8-9 wins every year. And without him and breaking in somebody new in a new system with no identity really, I think in Texas. I think that this could be a 7-5 team. I mean, if they, I've gotten a few arguments with some Longhorn homers around them getting more than 7 wins. I think I got a few steak dinners bet on it this season. But,
yes.
I got them at 7-5.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.